I am Jamie Orr, and this is the brand new, well, in fact, this is before brand new Volkswagen ID.4. And if you know what a Volkswagen nerd I am, you will not even begin to guess how excited I am to be allowed to even be near. This is the new. This feels a little bit like being in like 1976 and a Golf GTI just came out of Wolfsburg and you get to stand next to it. This is how excited I feel about this. So join me when we get really nerdy on the brand new, unreleased, pre-production Volkswagen ID.4. Now, before we get down and dirty with the ID.4, I do want to just take a moment to thank our presenters for today's videos, SoloWerks Suspensions, part of the KW group. Now, not a spoiler or anything, but we've looked underneath it. It's pretty much exactly what you'd expect from a Volkswagen suspension setup, which means not only is it going to ride exactly the same greatness we're used to, but yes, your coilovers will fit. SoloWerks, time to start developing for the ID.4. Not to spoil the end of this video or anything either, but I can't wait to slam one, I can't wait to own one, I can't wait to drive one. But thank you to SoloWerks. But now, nerd time, ID.4. I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm so excited. Now, I am not the first journalist or vlogger that's had this. This has just been in the press. You can go and watch very great, very boring videos talking about kilowatt hours and range and things like that, but that's not me. So I think I might be the first real Volkswagen enthusiast to get behind the wheel and under the hood of the ID.4. So if you want a detail-orientated electric comparo, this is not the video for you. However, if like me or you're excited about hot rodding, about tuning, about racing, about anything, this car I am so excited about. My history with the ID.4. I was on top of Pikes Peak when the id.r set the record there. I was on the start-finish line of the Nürburgring Nordschleife when the id.r set the record there. So Volkswagen in the ID history, I could not be more excited about. I would like to go and do 0 to 60s, but we'll wait a little bit longer for that. But let's go and pop the hood and take a look under the front hood. So popping the hood, well, you open it and it's at the bottom of the A-pillar just like you would expect, and the hood pops. This seems very normal for Volkswagen. Pull the little latch to the side, little hood prop just as you would expect, but there's no engine up front. This is the air conditioning, the climate control. They've moved it from under the dashboard out into this area, and underneath it is the air conditioning compressor basically. So there is some space there, and the very nice engineer from Germany, in the Nähe von Wolfsburg, said they did look at having a front trunk, the Frunk, which of course the BMW I'm not doing a comparo. Stop it. Stop trying to make me talk about the Frunks on the BMW or anything else. They engineered the heck out of it and decided to use the space for something that really didn't need to be in the car, but in every other Volkswagen, well, not the air cooled, that's a whole different story, was inside. So every water cooled Volkswagen has had this whole unit and everything underneath the dashboard, but now when you look inside there, there's just a lot more space to play with, which I actually think is a great engineering solution. Are we gonna go inside? Are we gonna talk about the front still? Let's stay on the front. I'm not joking. I'm really excited about this. This is really, really cool. Is that an upper sway bar? There is definitely a lower sway bar, and it's just what you would expect. The control arms, the struts, the triple bolt strut mount at the top, that looks exactly what we're used to. So again, jumping in, lowering, having some fun, I don't think that's going to be a problem in the slightest. This is a pre-production car, so some of the fit and finish here isn't what will be on the production one. This kill switch is definitely pre-production, but that won't be there later. Essentially, this is the design dynamic that is going to continue on for the ID.4. You know, all right, Ralph's telling me to wrap it up. Ralph's telling me to stop nerding out, because I'm nerding out internally and I'm meant to be nerding out externally. So let's go around the back. So moving around to the back, there is an engine back here. This is the rear-wheel drive version, and all-wheel drive with twin motor will be coming later. And I'm going to crawl underneath, but essentially there's not much to see because of course the whole underside is lined, and I'm going to get down and dirty for you, don't worry. We have the same independent rear control arms as, yeah, any other modern Volkswagen. So the same separate shocks, the same springs separately. So again, lowering won't be a problem. And then we do have a very normal looking axle coming out from the central motor. Complete plastic coverings there, but moving forwards from that where the battery pack is, looks a little bit heavier duty there. And that does give you the inkling that something is different. And so this doesn't move, but this will light up, and the white lettering is to die for. I think that's fantastic. Pop the trunk, and it's pretty darn sizable. I don't think I'm going to climb in it and show you what I would look in there, but you know, here's my hashtag sponsored Tule bag. Pretty darn big. I mean, this is a crossover, I guess. I haven't even looked under here yet, but this is very, if you've had a Golf Sport wagon, looks exactly the same. And then underneath that, well, no spare wheel, not much space for it either. It does have the charging cable. You know, this looks, if you've been in a sport wagon or an Atlas, you'll feel right at home with this. And in fact, this just feels like a Volkswagen. It really does. The same handles, the same plastic for the trunk protector, LED lights on both sides is a nice touch. Ski pass-through. Every single Volkswagen since the Mark II Jetta pretty much has had a ski pass-through. So that's there, the latch system. This just feels like home. This just feels like a normal Volkswagen. It's really nice fit and finish. Having the trunk pop button. Wait, I'm not doing a comparo. We're not doing a full car review. We're just having fun today. So let's close that. Let's go inside and tell you one thing that I did feel unsettled by when I got out. On the door handle, this is, I mean, they could have made this one piece essentially. It doesn't pop anymore, it just has a tiny little micro switch under there that pops. And then if you're used to Cassie, you can just press it to lock it there. But getting in, you see that battery there. This section there, look at how thick that sill is. So the first time that I got in, we drove around and I got out. I'm like, wait, why is the floor that far away when it doesn't seem that low? That is essentially the battery pack. That is where the size is, which means again, low center of gravity, things that we would kill for as enthusiasts. I'm excited about this. Memory programmable seats on both sides. Nice touch. Everything else feels pretty much exactly like home. The glove box opens slowly. Vents feel nice, and when you slide them all the way to one side, it closes. So again, this just feels like home. And let me just turn the volume down. Yeah, great big, why am I doing a comparo? Why am I doing a review? Big 12-inch screen, it does look great. It works well, it's nice brightness. It's repeated in the center. The center is very similar to the ID Buzz, the bus that we were always teased with. The last generation of that one had that same center there, which I'm glad has made it onto the production car because it looks really cool. If you have a modern Volkswagen as well, you will know about the mood lighting, and there's a proper term from that, but it runs along the dashboard, etc. But this has made it. On this pre-production model, the info light, the intelligent light up front that shows you your charging percentage, etc., that is not working. I don't care. The fact that they're letting us near this pre-production car makes me so happy and so excited. I don't mind that in the slightest. Door pockets are door pockets. You don't need to know about things like that. Do you want to know if it has a soft touch dashboard? You are a nerd also. Yes, it does. It feels very nice. Yeah, that's really all I'm going to do on that because this is meant to be nerd fun. This little one is new for me. I haven't seen this on any other design language where it's got the matte finish there and it's got this larger center one there. This has been on multiple Volkswagens before, but I think that was interesting. Other things that struck me, the hexagon. I always associate hexagon with GTI, and now it's becoming an ID thing. And indeed, can we see it? Is it dark enough? When you open the door, the puddle lights will have that same hex design, and it does flow through into the lights there as well. And I think that's really, really cool. Obviously we have it on the front like the Mark 8 GTI will have, etc. But to see it come through across the design language, across the brand, I think is really, really neat. And most subtly, okay, first of all, the back lights are to die for. I think they're phenomenal. I think it follows that family line of the T-Roc, etc. You have to go Google it if you're in the USA. But again, it's got not even the hexagon here. It's almost like a diamond in there. And those little touches following the family design ideas, I think are great. Otherwise, I mean, this looks like the Atlas Cross Sport sort of there. I think it looks sporty as heck. I think there's some great body lines on this, and if Ralph can just catch it around here, this wide hip, that's a heck of a wide hip. That looks really, really cool. And just like everyone does, as soon as we can get our hands on the new cars, once we start tuning them, maybe making them a little less aerodynamic or a little less OEM, I think we will really be able to work with these wide hips and these beautiful lights. Rims, coilovers, mix up a little bit, maybe a little body kit or something, I think we'll be hot rodding these things in no time at all. So we have a bunch of questions from my followers on Instagram. If you want to follow me on Instagram, xjamiexoe, thank you very much. That would be great, but let's go for this. Les Janisowski from Florida, does it feel heavy? The steering felt center weighted, but no, not particularly in that low center of gravity, going around roundabouts, etc. felt pretty great. This is an early model, we're not gonna go beat on it, but no, felt good. Does it drive like a Golf? That's from V4GCO. Yeah, I mean, it feels like a Volkswagen. Basti THPH, can it off-road? Well, it will come with a dual motor, etc. And they did tease that it is raised a little bit, so they're kind of claiming it can be a soft roader. So yeah, I think so. What are the main differences between the EU spec and North America? That's from Project Euro. Great question. Let's cover that one very quickly. America needs side marker lights, so we've got that. And if you own a Mark 7.5 Golf R, you know we don't get those sweet, sweet Euro tails. So we're gonna have slightly different North American tails. So you guys do whatever you want with your warranties and information with that. Next, all right, Twiggy Mac. I'm curious how it handles compared to a GTI since the reveal video claimed it felt like one. Steering feels pretty darn good. What it does is out-accelerate a GTI, and that is part of the reason that I am so excited about electric things, because it is instant torque all of the way through. So yeah, I mean, I think it is going to be comparable. I can't wait to get in it. Ben.Luna, can it rip? Can it be turned into an off-roader? Can it be slammed? Well, you already talked about the suspension, so yeah, you can make it higher if you want, you can make it lower. Volkswagen will probably tell me you're going to validate your warranty, but yeah, I mean, you can. Do I want to slam one? Yes. Do I want to lower one tastefully? Yes. Okay, Incog Photo. Will they actually make it unlike the tease of the new bus for the last decade? Well, I've already talked about the ID Buzz a little bit, but no, this is available for pre-order right now. $100 on their website. Can make one of these yours, and the first edition can also be yours if you get in early. They are saying end of year delivery. We don't have a proper date, but it should be within the coming some months, I assume. Nemiso, when is it going to be available in Canada? Canada will be after the USA, hopefully not too long after, but again, we're concentrating on USA today. A couple more questions. Luftwasserkult, can they increase accuracy of the range predictions using topographical data versus GPS route? Oof, Luftwasserkult, das ist ein gut, I don't know the German for question. It is something that I believe that they would be looking at. So perhaps down the road or up the hill, that may be something for the future. Garrick 8089, where is the charging port and what does the charger that comes with the car look like? Well, guess where you fill it? Right underneath the fuel door, which I don't know how to open. Ooh, look at that little spring-loaded action. I just want to do that. I've not done this before. So normal Volkswagen, you pop it, it opens a little bit. Not ID.4, that was for plebeians. No, we're much more futuristic, all the way open. So yeah, there is the charging port. It does come with the cable and it does come with the adapter if you want to plug it into various outlets. It doesn't come with a special dedicated charger. If you want to put a fancy fast charger, 220 volt, etc., into your house, you would have to do that like any other EV and purchase it yourself. It is compatible with pretty much everything out there, and Electrify America, including, and I didn't ask this yet, I want to yell over there, but I think it's going to charge pretty darn fast when hooked up to Electrify America's very fast chargers, and it does come with 3 years of free charging through Electrify America's network, which means 3 years of free fuel. That seemed like, I am going to yell this one very, very quickly. Very quickly. Anybody in the woods, 3 years of Electrify America, is that unlimited? If I just drive coast to coast nonstop for 3 years, it's just apparently unlimited free fuel for 3 years. Mind blown, that is amazing. If it really charges as fast as I hope it will, that's gonna make for some really, really fun road trips. All right, let's just finish up a couple questions. Marshalls, is it gonna come with a VR6? No, you're gonna have to do that yourself, son, sorry. How is the build quality, material quality compared to a similar priced Volkswagen? That's from Lupo Jesus, who is in Denmark and who works for the Lego Corporation at their headquarters, if I remember right. It feels like a Volkswagen. I mean, I haven't asked if I can like slam a door, but like, everything about it felt like a Volkswagen. Driving in it, riding in it. I mean, the seat buttons are the same. This is a Volkswagen. This is just straight up a Volkswagen. Eurofly Networks. This is gonna be the last question we're gonna cover. Is the front Frunk, waterproof. The BMW i3 isn't. I hope the Volkswagen did better than that. LOL. Well, we actually already covered that in the beginning of the Nerd Talk. They engineered the heck out of it. They move things that don't matter if they get dirty up into the front and gave us more leg space. And Ralph, my question for you, you rode in the back already. How was the leg space? You want to nod? Was it good or bad? The thumbs up. All right. If you were being driven in an Uber and you were in the back of this, would you be like, damn, this thing's got a lot of leg space? All right, perfect. Well, thank you everyone for the questions there. What else is left to be said? Actually, it looks like a really big fuel door. Is that a light? Oh, I guess it probably has like a connecting light. All right, I'm out of my depth now. I haven't driven this thing enough or tried to charge it, but that does not matter. So that was my very first exclusive enthusiast look at the Volkswagen ID.4. It will be produced here in Chattanooga, Tennessee. It is available to pre-order now if you want to jump in. Again, go watch the other videos if you want to see about first editions and options and pricing, etc. Although I will touch on that. Around about $40,000, there's about a $7,000 government rebate, and I know those are just numbers out the back of my head, so they're probably off a little bit, but that means for low to mid 30s, you can get a heck of a lot of car with 3 years worth of free charging. I'm going to keep calling it fuel. Unlimited, apparently. So with that, thank you for joining. Like, subscribe, share. Please tell your friends about the rest of my videos. For now though, wash your hands, wash your cars, and take care.